This podcast is brought to you by WTOE Radio at throughoureyes.org.
Hi, this is Cheryl Echevarria of Echevarria Travel, your one-on-one travel agent making your travel dreams come true, home of the independent traveler. Whether you're sighted, blind, or disabled, whether you use a cane, guide dog, or sighted guide, Echevarria Travel will get you there safely. Come and learn more about traveling independently.
Come with me, let's go. Come with me, let's go. Come with me, let's go. Come with me, let's go.
Hello, and this is Cheryl Echevarria, and welcome to the February 5th, 2013 show of the Echevarria Travel Show. We're pre-recorded tonight because I'm in Washington, D.C. with the National Federation of the Blind for our annual Washington seminar. But I'm going to give the phone number anyway, so in the future you have it. It's 1-888-572-0141. Please don't forget, we are now on YouTube, so it's WTOE Network. So you can find myself and all of the shows that are recorded or even live for the WTOE Network. So tonight, you just have me, myself, and I for the show. So we will be talking about who is Cheryl Echevarria, what I do, the National Federation of the Blind 2013 convention in Orlando, Florida, from July 1st through the 6th, planning of that. And we're also going to be talking again about our trip in October of 2013 to Las Vegas and the Grand Canyon. And then we're also talking about a new event going on. The NFB of Florida is having the very first state convention at sea, which everybody is invited to come and to enjoy that trip with us. Okay, so there's many things going on today. I also have questions from listeners who want more detailed information about traveling with either a guide dog that are also possibly deaf, in a wheelchair, or just more about independent traveling. To start off tonight, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Before we go to commercial, my name is Cheryl Echevarria. For those of you that don't know me, I own Echevarria Travel, which is, I have my own website, which is echevarriatravel.com. That's ECHEVARRIA travel.com, one word. My phone number is 631-456-5394. And my business email is reservations, reservations, at echevarriatravel.com. We're also on Facebook, LinkedIn, and all the other social media out there. So we'll get into my website as well and how to contact me. I'm also the second vice president of the Greater Long Island chapter of the National Federation of the Blind. And I'm also president of the Travel and Tourism Division of the National Federation of the Blind. So I do a lot within the NFB, and I also advocate for people to be more independent in travel, whether you have a disability or not. So as my announcement says, whether you're sighted, blind, travel with a guide dog, travel independently, I do it all. So for those of you who are not blind or disabled, you will learn a lot here for your own travel planning and destinations as well. So we're going to take a 5-minute break. When we come back, Lenny is going to show you my new promotional video. And for those that cannot see, I'll do some, if I can, a little narration in the background on it. But stay tuned. We look forward to tonight with you. Stay tuned.
Don't go anywhere. There'll be more show right after these messages.
Come with me, let's go.
Welcome to Echevarria Travel, where we deliver all destinations from pole to pole. Whether it's tickets to a local event, a group bus trip, air travel for families, or cruises, we are here to lighten the load and take the stress out of planning your trip. We offer excellent travel packages for everyone, and we specialize in providing travel assistance to the special needs and disabilities community. Echevarria Travel provides education and information on traveling with medical conditions and accessibility options in airports, on cruises, and in foreign countries. Before you give up on taking that dream trip because you have special needs that seem to make it too difficult, please contact us for a consultation first. Echevarria Travel's award-winning founder, Cheryl Echevarria, loves to travel and has personally overcome the challenges of traveling with blindness and special medical needs. Call us today at 631-456-5394 for a free consultation about your trip and explore the world with Echevarria Travel.
Hey, that's our new promotional video, and if you'd like to see that again or listen to it, it's on the homepage of EchevarriaTravel.com, and we'll show you that a little bit later on my website. I want to go over what that promotional video was. Yes, it's a commercial that talks all about what we do, whether you're blind or not, whether you're in a wheelchair or not, whether you have disabilities or not. Some people may or may not think, well, I don't have a special needs, but some people have allergies to food. They're gluten-free. They can't have soy products or milk products, or they're bringing a CPAP machine with them, or they're diabetic and they need to have those sharp containers when they're traveling and don't want to bring them themselves. Those kind of things are special needs. You don't have to be blind to be a special needs traveler. These are things you may look for, things you need to plan when you're traveling. And I'm going to get into a little bit of travel planning before we go on to the next topic. Travel planning, especially now and especially with us within the NFB, the 2013 convention is coming up in July, and you may be thinking, well, I got plenty of time to prepare for that. Well, yes and no. We all know, if you're an active member of the NFB, the convention is always in July, so you know when it's going to be every year. It's always the first week, July 4th week. We're always there. Before I go on, I want to make sure that you guys know this is a pre-recorded show, and that this is being taped for February 5th, 2013, and that number is 1-888-572-0141. Please don't call in tonight, but if you need to call in the future, keep that number handy to call in and ask for questions. Now, getting back to planning your trip. People say, well, I'm going to wait to the last minute. I'm not sure if I'm going to go or not this year. When it comes to our hotels, no, I cannot make that reservation for you. You have to call up the hotel that's assigned for our convention. I can't save you any money on it, but I'm going to tell you right now, our conventions are very popular. And not only do we have people here in the United States going, we have people from around the world, suppliers, dignitaries that go every single year to our convention. So even if you're not sure if you're going, put that deposit down. I believe this year it's $90 a room, whether you get double, triple, single occupancy. It's $90 to hold the room. I mean, you could always call up in 2 or 3 months down the line and say, look, I can't go, I can't afford it. You call up and you get your money back. Just don't wait till the last minute to do it, or else penalties from the hotel will come into play. Also, your airfare. People think, I'm going to wait till the last minute to book my airfare. The airfare will go down. Anytime that there is a holiday, and July 4th is one of the biggest travel holidays of the year because it's summertime and people want to go away for July 4th. It's also after graduation. People are getting married. People are going on honeymoons. That week is blacked out. And what I mean blacked out, you're not going to get any discounts from the airlines. You're not going to get any upgrades or anything else. It's blacked out. Unless, of course, you have a special credit card doesn't allow you to get blacked out. Also, the seats go fast. You want to book as early as possible to get your seat going to the convention. And this applies to any place you're going. If you know you're traveling during Christmas time, Thanksgiving, Easter, any time that there's a big holiday, you want to prepare and not wait till the last minute to get your airfare. Also, in today's day and age, the airfares are not going to go down. They're going to go up. They'll go up if there's change in gas, oil. They're now implementing, I believe on Southwest, they're implementing if you want to get on the plane first, they're going to charge you a fee for getting on the plane first. That doesn't mean if you have special needs and need assistance getting on the plane. This is for people that want to get on the plane first to pick their seat. They're going to start doing that. Your luggage fees are going to go up. Okay, any reason to get the airlines more money, they will do. So the sooner that you get your ticket, the sooner that, it's going to be lower fees and everything else for doing that. Also, another thing that I can't stress enough, whether you're going by airfare, by cruise, or anything else, travel insurance is very important. If it's not bad weather, if it's a hurricane, if it's snowing out, we are in winter now, and in the past, if there's been like snowstorms and stuff, they will either reschedule you or ask if you want cancellation on your flight, and they'll return it to you. But if you're having a flight in conjunction with going on a cruise, going to an escorted tour, whether it's in the United States or outside the United States, get that to cover your price of your vacation. You don't want to spend out thousands of dollars on your vacation and you get sick, somebody passes away, you can't afford to go anymore, and the penalties start affecting wherever you're going. Usually it's 45 days prior to arrival at your destination that you can't cancel anymore from your supplier. And when I mean supplier, I mean you're going on Norwegian Cruise Line, or you're going to Walt Disney World, or you're going on a trip to Ireland or the North or South Pole, anywhere you're traveling to, 45 days prior to your arrival, they're going to start putting penalties there. And if that happens and you have travel insurance and you got sick or somebody passed away or you lost your job or whatever have you, and you do need a reason that you're canceling your trip, is that you have that travel protection to pay whatever the supplier didn't pay you. So that way you get 100% of your trip back, less, of course, the premium you paid for travel insurance. And people think, well, travel insurance is expensive. If you're going on a trip and it's $1,000 a person, it's two people, it's $2,000, and it's $59 to cover that $2,000 per person trip, that $59 is worth it. I mean, it not only covers, your trip in case you, get sick or whatever, you can't go, covers your luggage. It covers if you need to, if your plane is late and you have to catch the cruise, they'll pay for you for a flight to catch up to the cruise line. They will, they'll make it so that, God forbid anything, you get there or you get your money back. Also, a lot of times people say, well, I got travel insurance through my credit card. Why do I need to buy additional travel insurance? Well, that is because your travel insurance through your credit card company doesn't cover everything. And it doesn't cover everything on your HMO or your Medicare or anything like that. Your insurance company will say, yeah, we cover everything. They don't cover everything when you're away. So that way, God forbid you get sick or hurt or whatever have you, that travel insurance is your extra insurance. It's like having insurance on your car. You may never have an accident, or you have homeowners insurance, and let's hope you weren't in Hurricane Sandy area, or you were, that covered hopefully your house or somebody getting hurt on your property. It's to protect what if. So that's one reason to have that. Now, going back to planning, people know, that's going to keep the convention at this point in our minds, because most of the people that are listening to this are NFB members, and those of you who are not, many of you plan to go away somewhere every year. Put a little money aside every year, and you know that you're planning to go there. It's not easy to do in this economy, but, we have that there, put a little $20 here or there or whatever to plan ahead. In reference to what I can do for you, whether it's the convention or not, I'll be able to book your airfare for you if you want to go on a tour. Let's say you want to go to Walt Disney World prior to our convention, which this year is going to be in Orlando, Florida. And I call it Theme Park Orlando because you got Walt Disney World, and you got Universal Studios, and you got SeaWorld and other areas. You also have a great Holocaust museum. You got great entertainment there. Orlando is a very entertaining part of Florida. Plus you have the beaches and stuff. So a lot of people plan either before or after convention while they're down there to do some family traveling and stuff. I can help you with that. Anything as long as it's not convention related, other than getting you by airfare to Orlando, I can help you with that. I can help you with transportation to that. What else? Oh yeah, I want to go step back a little more in reference to planning ahead. Let's say, I'll take an example. Somebody called me up 2 weeks ago and they want to go to Mardi Gras. That's in New Orleans. And I said, I can tell you right now, because of when you're calling me, I really don't think you're going to find anything in the French Quarter where Mardi Gras is held to get a hotel available to you. And being a travel agent, I know that other than to you going online and trying to find a hotel, and they'll say, well, I can't find anything, can you help me? If you know it's a big event, a lot of times, especially dealing with a travel professional, you can book whether a cruise 9 out of 10 times, almost 2 years in advance, or Disney, it's 599 days prior, so you almost have 2 years to plan your trip to Disney, or a year in advance if you're going away during a Mardi Gras, Christmas, spring break. I mean, people contacted me now. I want to go away. I'm in college. I want to go away for spring break. A lot of these places are already full, gone. There's no way to get you in. So plan a good 6 to 9 months ahead of time. For people who are on, people say to me, I really can't afford to go places. There's a vacation out there for everybody in everybody's pocketbook. Even myself, I'm a travel agent, and unless you're with one of those huge travel agencies, I have to wait just like everybody else to afford to go traveling anywhere. So I got to get my money saved up to go places, and I travel more than anybody else because I have to travel to check out places and not rely on the pictures and videos on what's on the computer. So you could call me up. We could put a deposit down on your trip, and then you can pay monthly on it. Some things far out ahead, it could be maybe $100 a month, maybe less. So those things are to think about when you're dealing with somebody like me, a travel agent, who can give you the advice. Also, some travel agents out there may say, oh, well, I charge you for doing the legwork. And 9 out of 10 times, and I'm starting to do that myself, it's not a fun thing to do to say, oh, I'm doing this. But the reason is that a lot of people call us up, whether it's me or any other travel agent, and they don't know where they want to go, or they're calling up and they're asking for oh, how much is this and how much is that? And you go through 2 days worth of doing the homework for somebody, and we don't hear from you again. This is just advice. I mean, you don't have to use me or another travel agent or do it on your own. But what the travel agent should be doing, and what I do to some people, is that charge you a $25 fee. And that's us for doing the footwork for you. And then once we find you something, we put that $25 towards your trip. We don't keep it unless you never see it, call me back again to book something. It's protect me. And it also has something to say, well, this lady's serious. She really wants my business. So if I find something for her, she's going to use that towards my trip and not keep it for herself. That just a little homework. More and more people are doing that. And, I just don't want to hear somebody say, oh, my God, do you charge anything? And traditionally, we get paid directly from the supplier that we're doing. We get a commission, and we're not allowed to charge you more than what something else is out there. You're coming to us because we're planning this for you. We're holding your hand through every step of the way. And we're more experienced than going online and looking at pictures and stuff like that and trying to figure out, well, is this the best thing for me? So, Lenny, I don't know if you could bring up EchevarriaTravel.com. I would like to show some people the website and explain what's on there. So when they're looking for Echevarria Travel, as I said, we are on Facebook. I have my own Facebook page. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. Any kind of social media out there. And when you first come to our website, you're going to see a couple of videos. You're going to see that promotional video that Lenny was just showing before. It's also going to tell you about us. It also said award-winning travel agent. I'm very proud. And I was awarded back in October of 2012, New York State Disabled Entrepreneur of the Year. That means, and actually, I'm the first person to actually receive that award in New York State as a travel professional. I'm very proud to say I'm the only blind travel agent, at least in the tri-state area. I know somebody down south, Maurice Shackelford. He's been on the past shows that actually have gotten me into the business. And he's been in the travel business area for about 10 years. Also on the website, the homepage, you'll also find the recorded Through Our Eyes, the Echevarria Travel Show. If you have sight, you'll also see some of my certificates. So getting back, I won the Entrepreneur of the Year of 2012, and I was awarded that by the vocational rehab centers here in New York State. I also received a separate one from Governor Andrew Cuomo. So I was very honored on that. And you also see some of the suppliers we work with. I mean, you'll see Disney, you'll see the cruise lines, you'll see CIE Tours, you'll see the associations I'm with the NFB, I'm with Lions International. I'm also certified in special needs training, whether you're blind or not. I also know about the rentals of scooters and oxygen, and if you have a CPAP machine, that was a special course I took. If you listen to the Echevarria Travel Show in the January show, or you could go to my website right now. It has the January show on there. And I had Andrew Garnett from Special Needs Group. I use him as a supplier for renting of scooters and wheelchairs, and if you need a special bed in the hotel or the cruise line, you need a hoist to get in and out of bed. You need, if your child's allergic to certain baby food, we could get baby food rented, delivered to the ship or the hotel for you. So these are things that I do as an extra plus for your travel needs. You may not think of them, but it's things out there that we do. Also on my website, we have a dedicated page for our YouTube videos. I'm always updating them. So you'll see our trips to the NFB Convention, our cruises, some ship tours we've done, especially the NFB in New Jersey, We went on the Explore the Seas last June with my business development manager, Robert Tolster. So we actually went and did a ship tour with Joe Ruffalo, who you know or may not know. President Joe Ruffalo has Through Our Eyes, which is the third Wednesday of the month on the Through Our Eyes network. So we're doing the NFB New Jersey cruise to Bermuda April 13th through April 18th. Unfortunately, that group is closed, but if you're looking to do any kind of groups for your division or organization, I do fundraising events that we can get you as much money as possible for your organization. Okay, and we also have my blog page. I have if everybody has a blog, so I have a dedicated tab to my blog. You click on it, it goes directly to it. It's updated, not all the time. I like to be on there more often. I also have a contact us page, and shortly I will have a chat page as well. So if you come to my website, it'll indicate to me that you're there, and I'll be able to speak to you. So currently, right now, I was doing my homework. I'm doing a certification course in SeaWorld. So I'm all certified with SeaWorld, and the more I know, the more you know. So we're going to be taking a commercial break. When we come back, I am going on the new Norwegian breakaway May 10th through the 12th, and we'll be showing you the video of the new breakaway that's coming out. It's a dedicated ship for New York. So stay tuned, and we'll be back right after this break.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Keith Zally, your announcer here at WTOE Radio Network. We're going to take a little bit long with this break to save our files for podcasts. So don't go anywhere, because there'll be more of the Echevarria Travel Show in just a bit.
Come with me, let's go. Come with me, let's go.
And we're back. Okay, as I was mentioning before we went to break, is that being a travel agent, I get a lot of perks. And I was also awarded, or I was, as you've been listening to the show or have not been listening, one of my biggest suppliers and partners over the years has been Norwegian Cruise Line. And back in August of this year, they started a new Travel Agent Advisory Board. We actually give advice to the CEOs of sales and marketing and the company about how to improve our learning process directly with Norwegian Cruise Line. And one of the perks we have is the brand new ship, the Breakaway, which is a dedicated ship just for New York. They'll be traveling weekly out of New York to either Bermuda, the Caribbean, some weekend cruises out of New York. It's painted as with stars and the moon and the sun, plus the New York City skyline. It's one of these mega ships. It's going to be the first mega ship that's dedicated to New York by having, the Rockettes, or the godmother of the sea, of the ship itself. We're having Jeffrey Zarkarian, who, if you watch Food Network, he's one of the top chefs. We're also having Buddy Velasco. He's going to have his own bakery on the ship. So if you watch Cake Boss, Buddy's going to have his own bakery on the ship. Rock of Ages is going to be their dedicated Broadway show, and so much more. So the good thing about this is Nelson's my husband, and my guide dog Max actually get to sail free on the 2-day inaugural on the ship. So without further ado, Lenny's going to play the promotional video on it, and hopefully you can enjoy this. Lenny, can you please play that? And for those who cannot see what's going on, is actually showing you the boat sailing. And it's showing that Peter Max is the famous artist that's painting the whole of the ship. And it's going to have over 16 restaurants, including, for the first time, they're having restaurants that are on the outside of the restaurant on the deck as well as inside. Gelato. They're having Fat Cats, which is a jazz band. Many, many bars and lounges, including Shaker's Bar. It's a 17-deck ship. It has one of the largest casinos at sea. It's also going to have one of these great water parks. I mean, you hear all this stuff about different cruise ships that have the water slides and water parks on these ships. And this one has double slides, so you can actually race down with your friends on the water slides. And I don't even mean the kids. This is great for your husband and wife or anybody else that wants to have some extra fun on the ship. They're having Brazilian, Parisian seafood restaurants, an ice bar at sea, which has the Statue of Liberty in there. And they give you a fur coat and gloves and all that to go in there. They have on the upper deck, they have the White Hot Party. It's just going to be a grand old time, and it's all dedicated just for New York, with all the New York, has to give you, from the dirty water, well, we call them dirty water. There's some Brad hot dogs and knishes all over the ship that are going to be in the push carts, and it's just great. So hopefully, if you want to go, book with Echevarria Travel. We have a couple of groups going throughout the year, so let us know, and we'll get you on board with the brand new Norwegian Breakaway. There's also a brand new Splash Academy for the kids of all ages. They're broken up into age groups, but they're not strict like some other of the cruise lines, where if one kid is 13 and the other one is 7 and they really don't want to be separated, they can hang out. They got a 2-level spa, one of the largest spas at sea. They have the Havens, which are their own suite area where you could get concierge level and butler service. They also have single occupancy studios. This is unheard of. Norwegian started this with their Epic cruise, which we did back in 2010. So you don't have to go double occupancy anymore with Norwegian Cruise Line. The Epic, the Breakaway have the single occupancy. And for you in Miami, in 2014, the Getaway, a dedicated ship, same thing, mega class, out of Miami, year-round. So I currently have group space on the Getaway for 2014 as well. Another perk of working with a travel agent. So for those who couldn't see what was on there, I gave you a description, a little narrative of what's on there. When I return, hopefully we'll have a video and show you on the radio show. But again, if you want more, it will be on our YouTube page, which is found on EchevarriaTravel.com. While we're on the subject of Norwegian Cruise Line, before I move forward, as I had mentioned earlier, I'm doing the fundraiser cruise for the NFB in New Jersey, and we're doing that in April. And at this point, nobody can book anymore into our group, and hopefully next year or whenever Joe is ready to do another one, we'll do either a cruise or maybe a land destination. But we'll do something. Special again. But I was approached earlier right after convention in August by Dwight Sayer, and if you don't know who that is, he's the vice president of the state of Florida of the NFB, and he's also president of the National Association of Blind Veterans, which I just recently became a member of as well. I'm the daughter of a Vietnam veteran, so yay to all our veterans. God bless you, and thank you for working to protect all of us here at home on that And we know because of war and everything else, we have blind veterans. So remember to say thank you to any veteran you meet, disabled or not, and say thank you. But getting back to it, I was approached and asked to do the very first state convention for the NFB affiliate. And since they're out of the largest cruise port in the U.S., which is Florida, we are doing a 3-day cruise, February 10th through the 14th of 2014. The state has held their own separate group space, but I've held space as well to do a fundraiser for them. So anybody that is listening, if you're not part of the NFB, you're not part of the NFB of Florida, you want to go on a cruise, and it's about paying it forward, and you want to go somewhere, and you know that where you're going, you're helping an organization out. Come and join us. Come find out what it's like to be blind in 2013. I always try to do some kind of group, and this is another question that I get, so this kind of ties in. Do I do a dedicated group just for blind people? And I will say I do a dedicated group or a couple of groups a couple of times a year, whether it's locally here in Long Island or taking a bus trip to New York City to see the 9/11 Memorial, or do a cruise line around Manhattan, or do a theater show, or trip to one of the local games. All of our groups that Echevarria does personally is accessible to everybody, whether you're blind, guide dog, wheelchair, not disabled. It's accessible to everybody, because if I can't go, why should you be able to go? Okay, but if you're doing your own personal trip and you don't want certain people going, you have the right to come to me, and we will hold a group for you, and then I will get you flyers and promote it and give you the flyers to promote it as well. It's your trip. But my trips, they're for everybody. So if you want to go somewhere, I will make sure that everybody gets to go as well. So yes, we're going to be showing, as soon as I'm finished talking here about our next thing, we're going to be doing the Travel and Tourism Division is doing a trip to Utah in October 2013 as well. But we're just letting you know where we're going. It's the NFB of Florida, February 7th to the 10th of 2014. It's a 3-day cruise. And we're sailing from Miami to the Bahamas. It includes Miami, Great Stirrup Key, and Nassau in the Bahamas, and round trip back to Miami. We will be holding our state convention on that trip. I will be on that trip. Max will be on the trip. My husband will be there to giving help to whoever needs it, and having your travel agent right there with you traveling, as well as anybody else who wants to go and partake or not partake. It's your cruise. You can do whatever you want. So if you're interested in going to that, I'll give my phone number again. It's 631-456-5394, or EchevarriaTravel.com, or it's reservations with an S at the end at EchevarriaTravel.com. So you can get to me that way. So that's a shout out for that. Now, I've mentioned that I'm president of the National Federation of the Blind Travel and Tourism Division. And this year, we decided, we're a travel division, why not go somewhere? We've had the division about 9 years, and this year we're actually doing a trip. It's from October 9th to the 13th of 2013. And we are going, it's an all-inclusive trip, except for your transportation to Las Vegas. It starts out in Las Vegas and ends in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we're going to the Grand Canyon. We're going to Route 66 and Hoover Dam, and the Zion and Bryce Canyons, and the Navajo Indian Nation reservation. And when I had Jason Murray on from Southern Utah Scenic Tours back in November, I have a promotional video about their company, so I like Lenny to play that now. And when we come back, we'll be talking more about that trip and some more planning information. So let's take a look at their promotional video for Southern Utah Scenic Tours.
Or the Western Coastline, or Hawaii, Alaska, Canada. Use your imagination because we give you choices. For instance, you can create your own itinerary or join an already established tour, like the Grand Circle Tour. Tour with us and choose to have an intimate experience, since our regular tours are limited to only 12 people. However, if you have a large group who want to travel together, we can customize an exclusive trip for all of you. Give it a choice. Wouldn't you prefer the comfort of customized luxury touring vehicles? We do. Choose to have some of the best, top-notch guides in the Southwest, making your tour enjoyable and informational. Choose to have unique and customized trips, which create warm memories you can savor for years. Choose Southern Utah Scenic Tours.
And we're back. And some people may think, and I got emails on this, well, Cheryl, this is all visual when we're going there. What am I going to get out of there? And this is no offense to anybody out there. I mean, I was born sighted. I lost my sight at the age of 35. I'm not totally blind yet, but with diabetes, I know at least within the next 10 years, I will not be seeing anything at all. And I know the reality of that. But as an adult who lost her sight as an adult, anything in life is scary. Anything in life is new. This is not going to be all visual. Unfortunately, everything in life, it happens to be visual. And we adjust when we're using a computer. We use JAWS or Windows, or like myself, I use Zoom Text. Or when we travel places, we make similar accommodations. Just like anything else, with this trip, I'm working very closely with Ron Hellquist, who's the owner of Southern Utah Scenic Tours. And yes, guide dogs are coming with us. Max is coming with me. And I know another person that's bringing their guide dog. Just remember, we are going to be in Las Vegas and Arizona and Nevada and Utah, and even though it's October, it's still going to be very hot. This is desert area, so remember the puppies and know whether or not how they do in the heat. So that's also when planning whether or not you're taking your guide dog with you or not. Yes, there'll be things that we'll be doing that is visual, but I've learned that if it's something visual, and I give this out all the time, is that our sight is just one sense. We have senses, all other senses. As you know, people think that blind people have supernatural hearing because we're blind. Oh, you're blind, you hear better. I just say no, we pay attention more because we can't see. So, which is true. If you're blind, you know that. We since we can't see, we have to pay attention to our surroundings. And a lot of times when you're out there, you hear things that maybe the sighted person hasn't heard, or that you smell something, and there's smell of the sand and the different clay, and the smell of the desert flowers and stuff, and the sounds of the rivers, and to feel the different sands and the limestone, and it may not be sounding exciting, but for somebody who likes different places and say, I've been there, done that, or have somebody take your picture behind, one of the greatest places in the world, the Grand Canyon. I mean, it's one of the 7 wonders of the world. You may never get another chance again. My husband's, he's a big Grand Canyon person, and no, my husband's not disabled or blind or anything, but it's all what you make of it, and that's traveling anywhere. My clients, always say on the travel and tourism talk list that, has anybody been here and has anybody been there, or what do you recommend for somebody that wants to go to Disney, or I want to go to Ireland, is it accessible to me? And again, I always afraid that I'm going to offend somebody. I have to say, with working with people with disabilities, believe it or not, us blind people, as long as your mobility skills are good, I mean, yes, wherever we go, if it's even, if you're visiting grandma and you're not used to walking around her area, if you're not walking on a sidewalk and you have to walk in the street, or you have to find an alternative way of getting there, just remember your orientation and mobility skills. That affects going to, Ireland or going to Australia or anywhere else. You gotta, find out where you're going. And what I wanted to say is, believe it or not, blind people are easier to accommodate than somebody that is more mobility impaired, meaning either in a scooter or wheelchair. I'm not saying that I won't find you an excellent trip, that if you want to go to the Great Wall of China, we just have to make sure we're dealing with a supplier that can find you and get you close enough to that Great Wall of China. Blind people, and our suppliers think, like Norwegian or Sandals or something like that, think, well, you know what, if a blind person's coming here, we don't recommend it because we don't have the wheelchair ramps. Well, if you're blind and there's no other disability there, you could say, well, I don't need a wheelchair ramp, I just can't see, but thank you for that assistance to let me know that. So, there's good and bad points to everybody. Everybody has their own, needs. Some people are blind deaf. Some people do use a cane. Some people do use a wheelchair along with their blindness. But I'm just saying, these things are happening. But on the perk of it is, and this is one of the perks of being blind when you're traveling, especially going to some place. I was speaking to a client that I sent to Ireland last year, and they were with a group of people that were not blind, and they went to a couple of museums in London as well. And I'm not saying they'll take the crown jewels out of the Tower of London for you to touch, but if you go to certain museums, they'll have you put on white gloves so you don't get the oils of your hands on them, and you can touch and feel and experience what the item is, that somebody sighted or not disabled may not have the same experience. And because you were there with them, they may be able to experience what you're experiencing. So I looked at it as a perk for us that are traveling. But I like to stress, wherever you're traveling, that your own mobility. That's the most important thing, whether you're going to, like I said, you go to grandma's house that's in a different state, or you're going to a cruise, or you're going anywhere in the world. That's, your mobility is your mobility. If there's something blocking you there, or it's just a change in where you're walking, you learn to adjust. And that's why I say, I'll ask somebody, how is your mobility skills? Are you able to travel without somebody holding on to you, or are you going sighted guide, or are you taking your guide dog with you? Some people think you could take your guide dog anywhere in the world, and you can't. I was recently talking to somebody about going to Barbados, and they allow you to bring service animals there, but not from the U.S. So these things, again, you would find out from a travel professional, aside from, trying to make this reservation going somewhere, and you get there and, oops, I can't bring the dog there. So, these are things you need to plan out when you're traveling, sighted or not. So these are generic things to take care of, whether, the person that is listening to the show tonight that is blind or not. So take this into consideration when you're planning your next trip. I want to say, we're coming to the end of the show. I wanted to give you guys a heads up. Every Wednesday night of the week at 8 o'clock, there's a Through Our Eyes show. And on February 20th, Joe Ruffalo, president of the NFB of New Jersey and host of Through Our Eyes, will have all four of us on a show discussing Through Our Eyes Network and all the shows that are on. So I want to say good night, God bless, enjoy, and we'll see you live in March. Have a great day.
The Echevarria Travel Show is brought to you by Echevarria Travel, home of the independent traveler since 2009, specializing in worldwide destinations for the blind community. For more information on Echevarria Travel, call Cheryl at 631-456-5394 or email her at reservations@echevarriatravel.com. All words, ideas, and contents expressed on this show are those of Cheryl Echevarria and not necessarily those of the National Federation of the Blind, the Northeast New Jersey chapter, or the WTOE Internet Radio Network. Until next time, I'm Keith Zalley.
Let's go. Cruise like a Norwegian.
The previous WTOE radio podcast is a commercial-free version of our live broadcast brought to you every Wednesday evening starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at through THRU-OurEyes.org.